Some people aren't silent because they are strong. They are silent because they are scared and emotionally constipated. Yes, I said it. Emotionally constipated. That's when a person cannot express what they feel. They bottle it, bury it, deflect it, or go completely quiet. And while they are silent, you're the one overthinking, overfunctioning, and overextending. But let's get something straight. Silence is not always noble. Sometimes it's tactical. Sometimes it's childhood defense. And sometimes it's control. So today, we're unpacking 5 truths every emotionally intelligent woman needs to hear. The myth of silence as strength. What emotional constipation actually is. Why this behavior is not masculinity. What flips when you stop chasing. How to speak the truth and stop being manipulated by someone who cannot process their own feelings. Hi, my name is Njeri Kiereini and welcome to Boomerang, where psychology meets African reality. Here, we name hard things, we reclaim our peace, and we return to ourselves with emotional clarity. Let's dive in. Silence is often mistaken for strength. We think being quiet means being composed. But silence can also be a weapon, a tool for punishing, a way to gain power through confusion. In African households, especially for boys, silence is often rewarded. The resilient provider mother teaches survival over expression. The perfectionist protector values control over openness. And the diplomatic hostess avoids conflict at all costs. Fathers and uncles model the same, showing boys that to be a man is to hold it in, to give orders without sharing feelings, to be unshakable even when they're hurting. These early lessons train men to associate words with weakness and silence with dignity, even when that silence slowly strangles connection. This behavior often starts in childhood, when kids are forced to do things they resent and they don't have a language to say, I don't want this. They go silent. They sulk. They freeze until someone begs, please talk to us, tell us what you want. That's when silence becomes a strategy. Fast forward to adulthood, and we're still doing the same thing, shutting down instead of speaking up, withholding instead of working through. But real strength is staying open when it's hard. Mature silence sounds like, I need time to think, I'll come back to this. Or, I've said all I need to say and I'm not available for further discussion. That's clarity, not fear. That's peace and not punishment. What is emotional constipation? Emotional constipation is the inability or refusal to express your emotional truth. And here's what it looks like in real life. You confront someone because they hurt you. Instead of apologizing, they go silent. They avoid the topic. They disappear. Not because they don't know you're upset, but because they don't know how to sit with the shame of being wrong. They weren't raised with emotional vocabulary. They don't have the framework for hard conversations, and many have learned that admitting fault means losing power. Here's the truth. Unprocessed emotions often manifest physically. The African stoic father archetype rarely acknowledged this, but modern psychology proves it. The tight chest, the stomach knots, the sleepless nights, they are the body's way of storing unspoken pain. Without healthy release, this tension becomes both emotional and physical illness. But why isn't this masculinity? Let's stop calling emotional avoidance masculinity. This is not strength. This is fear in a deep voice. And it's an African wound we must name. We grew up in homes where men didn't speak. Fathers only gave instructions, not feelings. Where women had to walk on eggshells, guessing, decoding, managing male emotions like a game of Russian roulette. Advice to men. If you think being unshakable means never showing emotion, ask yourself, Is it strength or is it fear of being truly seen? True masculinity leads with presence, it communicates with clarity, and it owns up to mistakes. The strongest men are not those who never bend, but those who bend without breaking. True masculinity is presence. It protects, it communicates, it takes responsibility. A masculine man isn't afraid to say, I was wrong. I should have been there. Let's fix this. When a man is emotionally grounded, he offers emotional leadership and not emotional confusion. Now, what flips when you stopped chasing? What happens when a woman stops chasing emotionally constipated men? The fear flips. The control collapses. The silence loses its power. You don't even realize it, but the more you chase, the more you feed the ego that's starving for attention. And the more you feed it, the more silence grows. Silence can be addictive. For both people, the silent partner uses it to maintain control, and the chasing partner uses it to try to restore connection. Breaking this cycle requires one person to disengage. That's why the dynamic shifts the moment you stop running after it. So, how do you speak the truth and reclaim your power? Here's the thing, you don't have to shout. You don't have to win, but you have to tell the truth. Say the thing you're afraid to say. I see through this. I know what it is, and I'm not judging you. This silence is a shield you've used to avoid connection, and I understand why. It's probably protected you before, but now it's costing you. I don't do this anymore. If you can't face it, I will let you go and leave you where you are. When you speak the truth with gentleness, your silence becomes sacred, not scared. Grounded and not reactive. Peaceful and not a punishment. But let's be practical. When you're dealing with someone who cannot process their feelings, here's how you can protect yourself. Number 1, don't overfunction. You are not their emotional translator. 2, refuse to solve silence like it's a riddle. It's not yours to fix. Number 3, set clear boundaries. Silence is not an excuse to delay accountability. Number 4, state your truth calmly. Don't perform. Just say what you see. Number 5, detach with compassion. If they won't engage, walk away gently but firmly. You don't need them to understand. You just need you to understand. That's the beginning of your freedom. Here are 5 takeaways. 1, silence can heal, but it can also harm when used as control. 2, emotional constipation is learned and can be unlearned. 3, masculinity is presence, not absence. 4, chasing silence only strengthens it. 5, boundaries protect both your peace and your dignity. If this message hit home to a woman who needs to hear and to the silent man who also needs to hear it, subscribe to Boomerang Podcast Africa for more emotionally intelligent content that tells the truth without shame, without noise, and without fear. For a personal conversation with me, you can email me at letstalk@thinktube.africa. And remember, together we heal and together we grow.